our live events, being home from Australia. I'm here alone for a little bit tonight. Jamie had to take one of the pugs to the vet, and she's on her way. So hopefully she'll be here in just a couple minutes, and we'll have a special guest with Daisy the pug. So until then, I'm probably just going to hang out. I'm not going to do a bunch of walking around, just because it'll be easier, so I can read any comments and stuff. So I know currently there's not a lot of people here. I think currently 0. So I am just rambling on to myself until we get some more people joined in. But yeah, so once we get some people on the live event, we'll go ahead and talk about the trip to Australia, all of that fun stuff, getting back to the shop. I know it's been a while. It's been about 5 weeks since we've done a live. So yeah, hopefully I'm smart enough to know. Yeah, okay. Just wanted to make sure that the comments were coming up. So I'm going to struggle through it. Like I said, for the new people that just joined in, Jamie's running a little late. She had to take one of the dogs to the vet for a checkup. She's been coughing since we got home. So she'll be here in just a couple minutes. So yeah, thanks everybody for welcoming me back. It's been a little bit. So, like I said, I'm just kind of sitting here waiting on Jamie. It'll be easier to talk to you guys and answer the questions when I can look at the screen versus her. And it's going to be a little shaky tonight. My gimbal is packed away in my crate that's being shipped in from Vegas from doing the class out at Kevin Stone's. So some of my gear is not here, so we're going to struggle through it. But yeah, it's good to be back. So happy to be back in the shop. Happy to be back on our lives, hopefully, or our live event. Hopefully I'll be able to pick back up on a lot of the social media posts here on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all of that stuff. I didn't post a whole lot of stuff while I was over in Australia. Didn't know how many people really wanted to see me teaching classes over and over again, and it was tough to film while I was teaching and then just wandering around Sydney and Australia. I don't think it was too exciting for you guys. But yeah, so thanks everybody. Try to go through here. I'm not the best at reading the comments like Jamie is, so stick with me. So MC, Don Key, Grimm's Customs, Mike Daniels, Grand Campervan, Larry Reese, and Wreck Boy Inc. Thanks for joining us as more people hopefully tune in. So yeah, if you guys have questions, go ahead and start asking, because there's not a lot of stuff out in the shop because I've only been home a couple days. I didn't get in till I think 5:30 a.m. last Monday, so just a few days ago, and then I had to take Monday and Tuesday off to recover a little bit, and then it's just been kind of a mad dash getting back in the swing of things, unpacking stuff, putting stuff away. I had probably 40 voicemails I had to attend to. So yesterday was mostly on the phone, calling people back, getting emails responded to, and just making sure everything was under control. Hey Fabit, thanks for joining us. So yeah, today was a little bit of a wash. I'm working on getting tools and stuff back in stock. So I've been up a lot of slappers, stamping shrinking discs, all of that stuff. So Fabit, what am I looking into Fusion for? Hopefully I can show you this. I got a new Bamboo 3D printer, so I'm going to start printing stuff and to help out the CNC machine shop. So if I can figure this out, like I said, I'm not as good at the camera as Jamie is. So working on some basic stuff. So I started on this today, and I'm going to document this this series of learning 3D. So I'm going to be doing some 5-inch shrinking discs, so a little bit smaller. And we've modeled this. It was just a little bit of a challenge jumping in from 2D to 3D, learning the different commands. I still have to come in here on the outside. I'm going to pretty much extrude that down so it's flat, because this is a 6-inch disc. And the discs we're going to be stamping are going to be 5-inch. So this 1/2 inch out at the edge, I want that to be extruded down flat to the same plane as our radius there. And then I can come in and I'll have a couple alignment dowels for the stamping process. But that's kind of what I was working on, just simple questions on how to extrude that last corner down, and just learning some of the different commands. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. So playing with the 3D stuff a little bit. So that's kind of what I'm getting into with why I'm using Fusion. Trying to come into some new technology stuff to make things easier. So new Bamboo Lab. It's the, I don't even remember which one it is. The HD2. So I got the HD2, and then I went ahead and got the controller for the filament. So hopefully the rest of it will be here tomorrow, and I can start to get some of this stuff set up, and maybe do some test prints this weekend. So like I said, that's going to be some of the stuff I'm going to cover on new upcoming videos. I'll talk about the struggles of learning 3D printing, all of that stuff, and hopefully that's kind of relatable to you guys that are learning new skills, because I don't know everything. So I'm wanting to kind of show that journey of struggling through stuff, learning new stuff. So that's what we're doing. What's next for Cornfield Customs? Larry asks. I don't know. Just kind of same thing I've always done. Working on building cool stuff, pushing my skill sets, learning new things. But just going to keep on keeping on. Lots of training classes coming up, and yeah, because I've got a class this coming Monday, Tuesday. Then we have one in December, and then February, and our year starts over. I've got classes. We're doing another class with Bailey at Gas Monkey Garage in March. I think that's March. I've looked at my calendar. But yeah, there's lots going on. Nothing ever slows down. We'll go out to the shop. Sorry, I'm coming home from nice, sunny, warm Australia. They were going into spring, so I left Ohio. It was 70. Everything was green. Went over there for 4 weeks, and then I flew into Vegas to teach a class. I went to SEMA and had to teach a class at Stone's Metal Art. So then I came home and it was 16 degrees and snowing. So I've developed a little bit of cough, probably from all the weather changes and being around a bunch of sick people. So I apologize for the cough. I'm gonna turn the camera around. So I've got the next couple weeks on my schedule written out. This week is mainly returning calls, returning emails, shipping out orders that were ordered while I was gone, restocking items, unpack, and then I had a ton of calls. I probably had 25 calls for frame rails. So probably for the next month, I'm gonna have a dedicated frame rail line on the board so I can write all that stuff down, and just trying to get back in to be organized. Stuck in the 70s, thanks for joining us. The bike is a Stranger Things replica bike. It's a mongoose. They came through when the Stranger Things show was out a couple years ago, so it's just a repop. But I've got a weird things with bicycles too. So I've got this old skip tooth. Got another old skip tooth up there, and then in the back I've got a bunch more bikes. So I like all kinds of old stuff. And I'll walk back and show you some of the other ones. Been stamping out a fresh batch of 100 shrinking discs, and that's what got me thinking about doing the 5-inch discs and talking to some of the people in Australia and in Vegas. So there we've got more bicycles. And yeah, I'm going to wipe the screen off real quick for you guys, so sorry, but it looks a little smudgy. So make it look a little bit better for you guys. And like I said, Jamie should be here in a couple minutes. But yeah, it's just, the shop is currently a disaster. Got stuff everywhere. Some stuff from before we left, some stuff when I got back. So yeah, keep asking tons and tons of questions if you guys want. I know Jamie wants to show you some of the taxidermy stuff I got, but I think this episode is going to be very dependent on you guys, just due to the fact that I've been gone for 5 weeks, so I don't have a lot of progress to show you guys. None of the cars have been worked on. Yeah, pretty much. Yep. Thanks, Stuck in the 70s. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff. Toys is dependent on who you ask. A lot of people just think it's junk. But yeah, I've got lots and lots of stuff. So, like I was saying, this is going to be pretty dependent on your guys' questions. And I think when Jamie gets here, that'll help too. She's better about bringing up topics, and then I just tend to ramble on. But yeah, again, it's super good to be back in the shop. I'm looking forward to being productive, and I'm actually looking forward to struggling through the Fusion 360. And I'm sure a lot of you guys saw I made the fatal error of asking a question for some advice on Facebook today. I got some really good feedback, and then I got a lot of really bad feedback. So that was interesting. So the struggle of learning Fusion 3D from a 2D program, kind of looking forward to it. It'll give me something new to work on. So always have to be focusing on constant growth with skill set. Technology is always changing. But I really think the 3D printing thing will help me make fixtures and guides and small parts and kind of prototype stuff that I'm going to make into tools, like with the shrinking discs, the new 5-inch. I'm going to make a male and female die. I doubt I'll stamp anything, but I can actually check clearances and make sure everything looks and fits the way I want. So, hey Dennis, welcome back. Glad to have you. It's been a while. So, yeah, get your questions in, and we'll see what comes up of it. So, see, Stuck in the 70s, 53 GMC long bed. Nice. Nice. I like 80s BMX bikes as well, but most of them are outside of my price range. So I'll flip it around. We'll go back here into the office because this is where a lot of my memorabilia type stuff is. We won't wait for Jamie to show you the taxidermy stuff. So when we were in Australia, we were there for Halloween, and Halloween is not as big in Australia as it is here. But they had a little festival, and we walked around some of the stores, and there was a lady selling taxidermy. So we got this pigeon rat. So that one was pretty cool. And it was fun getting it back through customs into the States. So we've got pigeon rat, and Jamie might want to show you pigeon rat again. Or pigeon rabbit, not pigeon rat. And then somewhere over here, we have a two-headed brown duckling. So, there. So, picked up a couple pieces of taxidermy. Wasn't anything I was looking for, but it ended up just being funny. Fabbit, how are the trees? I'm hoping all my tropicals make it. I had them in the greenhouse while I was gone, not thinking it was going to get that cold. Luckily, I have a heater in the greenhouse, so I don't think anything got below 40. At least for very long. So a lot of the stuff's in the back where I can't show you. So I overwinter all of my tropicals at the shop because they can't get below 40 degrees or they'll die. So this is my roughly 100-year-old willow leaf ficus. I'm trying to think if I've got something for scale. Yeah, here's a water bottle. So there's a regular water bottle up against my ficus. So that one will live up here in the office where I can keep an eye on it just because it's the oldest. And then a lot of the others, the tropicals, they're in the back just because they're tucked out of the way where they can be safe. Let's see. Grim Customs, you said the shop's empty, so what's the next? The shop's really not empty. It's just empty compared to what it usually is. I mean, you can see I've still got plenty of projects, but usually I have like 3 or 4 more cars in here, but I'm slowly winding that down. I just don't want to take on as much work all at once as I have before. So trying to get it down to 2 or 3 customer cars max, and it'll just be a lot more manageable. because right now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 big projects, and then I always have a little bit of small stuff floating in and out. So just gonna keep doing what I'm doing and plugging away. Nice. Stuck in the 70s. I like taxidermy. I've got a bunch of weird stuff. Ultimate mode, I'm not sure how much what. Big wig, yeah. Facebook is always something. And it looks like Jamie and Daisy are here. So you'll get to see our special guest for you guys that have tuned in later. Maybe. I don't know if she wants to come in the shop. So there's Jamie and Daisy.
Telling everyone we got a special guest.
Yep, special guest. Daisy Pug. She's old girl. Yeah.
Coffin.
Yeah. So I laid a moving blanket in there for her to lay on.
I'll put her now.
Yep, so I'm sure you'll hear Daisy barking while we do the live because she wants to be involved, but she'll just be in there coughing and laughing, or coughing and barking. And here's a microphone for Jamie.
Just don't judge. Just don't judge my pug fur.
Yep, thanks, Wreck Boy, on the modified Roadster.
I know.
Hopefully I'll get the engine stuff done on it this year and back out to the salt. Yeah, so there's Mac 1984 wants to see Daisy, and that's where I left off.
Okay.
So I already showed him the pigeon rabbit and the duckling and talked a little bit about Australia. So.
Oh, someone said scratch her ears. We could do that. Okay.
Yeah. Daisy's going to get more attention than we get.
I know. We're probably going to have like 100 people jump on just to see her.
Yeah. You want to come with us?
Yeah. Or do you want to carry her?
I don't really want to carry her, but...
Because you don't want pug fur all over you?
No. Just let her simmer
We'll
down.
see if she settles down.
Yeah,
so.
she'll settle down.
Okay.
All right, so what other questions and stuff we got?
Okay,
I said there wasn't a whole lot of stuff to talk about because I haven't been doing a whole lot.
Yeah. Someone stuck in the 70s said, do you have a business address? And they'll send you a gift from England. And I was going to say, it's on the website.
It's on the website, but if you've got something to write with, it is Cornfield Customs Ltd, 5907 Deerfield Road, Milford, Ohio. So it's Milford, Ohio, 45150.
Yep.
So, yeah, just let me shoot me a comment or an email. Let me know when it's coming, and we'll make sure to give you a shout out and maybe do the unboxing here on one of the live events.
Hey, Dennis. And Dennis said he saw that on the internet. Someone cut thin pieces of the same metal that they were molding to use when they TIG welding. So he thought the metal was the same with less discoloration.
Yep. Yeah. So you can cut your own filler strips off of the parent material. It's still going to give you a little bit of a discoloring due to the heat and melting process, but it minimizes the discoloration quite a bit. But the only issue I found with that is you have to be very meticulous on cleaning those strips, and it could be a real pain.
And then MC1984 said a while back you had mentioned a donut dolly to be able to shrink metal.
I don't have a donut dolly. That is Joe Milkey from SnapFab. I believe he makes those.
And that's what they asked. Where could they buy them? Are they custom made?
Yeah, the donut dolly, Joe makes like a lead bag that's like a donut, so you can shrink. I don't know where you can actually buy a donut dolly, like solid dolly.
Okay.
That might be something to look into. If we can't find one, maybe make one.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I was gonna say too. If you could sew, you could like make a
lead bag.
Lead bag, easy. Yeah. And then Stuck in the 70s, who asked for the address, wants to know what T-shirt size are you? Which is a large.
I am a large.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Daisy's in there calming
down.
She's walking around.
I know she's got some meds, but pretty much a good bill of health. Look at her. She's good. It's funny.
Yeah.
Anywho, do we want to show anything else?
I don't know.
Yeah. What's your plans with that desk, by the way?
Oh.
Did you talk about that?
No, I didn't talk about the desk. So Jamie was at the Salvation Army, and she sent me a picture of this. It's nothing fancy, but it was $40, and I'm gonna raise it up, just adjust it, and make like a display board kind of thing that I can hang blueprints and sketches on while I'm working, especially in the race shop. But for $40, it had this really cool light on it.
Does it not stay up?
No, it does. I bent it over.
Okay.
So the light is a Sears and Roebuck, so it's just kind of a knockoff of an old machinist light. But yeah, I just got to tighten that up. But I figured the light itself was worth $40. So
Yeah, I do what I do best, which is go shopping at the thrift store. And
yeah.
someone said they wanted a drafting desk like this for a long time, and
yeah. Yeah, I wanted a drafting table with like a cask base, but that's a lot more money. So this one will work for now, and we'll see. Like I said, I'm mainly going to use it as a display, so I can pin blueprints to it and sketches, especially back in the race shop.
Yeah,
And
somebody's
watching this.
supervisor back there.
Yeah, can you zoom in?
Yeah, a little bit.
What are you doing, Daisy?
Let's see if she comes out.
Yeah.
Oh, she might.
No? She doesn't like the floor. She
doesn't
like polished floors.
Yeah, she's an old lady, so her hips and legs are a little.
Yeah. Then we talked about trees. Showed them the tree in the office, and yeah.
What's in your big box?
This is a new 3D printer.
Oh,
so we talked about that.
Is it that big?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So obviously you've got a little cushion around it, but I got the biggest one, so we could do big prints if we need it.
Okay.
So worked on 3D modeling stuff today, and yeah. So we're gonna have a bunch of new tools coming out, hopefully by Black Friday. We're gonna get tons of stuff restocked. So I'm working on. The machinist is currently doing corking tools, coining tools, engraving radius gauges, the wedge lock kit. He's hopefully going to knock a bunch of those out. I started slappers today, so we've got mini slappers, regular slappers. I got a bunch of Cleco tools in, and then we're working on some new products too. So you're definitely going to have to keep an eye out on that, because that'll be here in a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's crazy. So someone's going to send us some gifts from England. So thank you for that. They've subscribed, followed, and it's 10:50 their time, so they're going to bed, understandably.
Yeah.
That's past our bedtime, so we understand.
Yeah, because that was the hardest thing with Australia is we were, the easiest way I could remember was 9 hours in a day. So it was a little bit of a time travel thing, because I'd be waking up and you'd be almost ready to go to bed.
Right.
Yeah.
And then for me, it was plus 3 hours PM, or like the opposite.
Yeah.
So like it should be 8:52 their time if I'm doing this right in my head.
I always had to look at my phone because I couldn't keep track. But it was before Jamie came over to visit when I was there. It was like we could talk for 20 minutes in the morning before she went to bed, and then 20 minutes at the end of the day before I went to bed.
Yeah.
And then I would wake up to text messages, Facebook messages, all that stuff. So that was a bit of a struggle being gone that long with that big of a time difference.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was long.
I'm going to have a drink.
Okay.
You can ask. I can hear.
Fabit Shop said make sure you use a good table for the printer. It'll make cheap tables wobble.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So I'm going to put it on probably one of the solid mounted desks.
Okay. And then Grim Customs says, nice desk. They made one that they can use while sitting on the couch in bed and the rooftop tent as well whenever inspiration strikes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, so did you talk about the 3D printer?
A little bit. We talked about what I'm getting into, and I showed some of the Fusion 360 drawings and the Facebook post and everything that led up to that.
Yeah.
So. What are you doing, Daisy?
Yeah, so the other part is with Daisy, that limits our dinner selections for this evening, because we'll have to...
yeah, I mean, we could always take her home and then run back out.
Yeah, we could, because I definitely want to get this dog fur off of me.
Yeah.
Oh, I was off. Oh, yeah, because the time changed, too, while we were in Sydney, which is the other... I just looked. It's 9:53 a.m. their time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I was close. I said it was 10:50.
I'm going to set your box here so we remember that. So, yeah.
Oh, cool. Good.
Because we probably are coming up on about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So... Yeah, what questions you guys have?
5:53.
Like, it's been a while. Like I said, it's been about 5 weeks since we've done a live. So if you guys have any questions about the trip.
Did you talk about, like, the logistics? Like, we did okay. Like, flights were...
No, nobody asked about the flights.
Well, we can talk about
and that's
that.
what I said is, once you got here, you'd be better about running the conversation.
Running the show.
Because I just ramble.
I'm a professional yapper. So, you flew out... You left October 8th. I think I dropped you out. Your flight was at 4:30 out of Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Where was your first?
And then I went to Minneapolis and then to LAX. So I had 5 hours of flights first. And then from LAX, it was a 1 a.m. local flight. So 1 a.m. local to home. And then it was 15 hours from LAX to Sydney.
Yeah.
So that was a real long flight.
Right. But they fed us.
Yeah, they fed us snacks and
meals?
3 meals. And
Yeah.
so what I tried to do is, for anybody that's going to travel that far, is I forced myself to sleep as much as humanly possible. And
Yeah. On the way down.
on the way down, I got to Sydney at 7:30 a.m. a day later. So I left on a
Wednesday.
I left on a Wednesday and got there Friday. And then I did not take a nap or go to sleep until 9 o'clock that night. And that kind of kicked me into the routine of being on the right schedule. And I would still wake up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, but then I just go right back to sleep.
Yeah.
So that worked out in my favor. I really didn't have a lot of jet lag. I was kind of tired, but
Yeah.
manageable. Because that was the thing. I got there on Friday, picked up at the airport, went to Motor Retro, got a shop tour, game plan on the class, then right to the apartment, got checked in the apartment, went to the grocery store, got some supplies,
And then you went to Bathurst the next day,
and
right?
then, well, that was day one,
Yeah.
and went to bed after settling in a little bit, then had to get up early, and we drove to Bathurst, which was super cool.
Yeah.
But I think Vaughn picked me up at like 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
And then it was a 2.5 drive up through the Blue Mountains to Bathurst, and we were there all day. And I think I got back to the hotel or the apartment at like 9 or 10 o'clock that night. I could barely keep my eyes open then.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the way home, so I flew out by myself, which I'm really proud of, October 22nd, I think. And I did basically the same trip Mike did, but then my flight from LA to Sydney was delayed about an hour, which wasn't terrible, but just wasn't ideal. But we had no issues. And then on the way home, we also luckily had no issues.
Yeah.
We flew home together from Sydney to LA, and that, I guess,
Yeah, that was interesting because we left Sydney Monday morning at 11:40 a.m.
Yeah.
And then it was a 15-hour flight, and we landed at LAX Monday morning at 5:10 a.m.
Yes.
So time travel. Which was wild.
Yeah, wild. And when we were then once we got to LA, we split.
Yeah, we went through customs and stuff together, and then I took Jamie to her gate to fly home, and I had a 6-hour layover, and then flew to Vegas.
Yeah.
For SEMA and the Kevin Stone metal art class.
Yeah, yeah. And then I went from LA to Atlanta to home, which was good. So
yeah, so it was a pretty wild trip.
Yeah, it was awesome. Aaron's Garage Adventure said, "So awesome! You get to travel the world and teach your skill."
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Like, I like teaching and I like traveling. So if by some chance there's people all over, I'd like to do more classes all over the world.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in doing a class and you know of a facility that could host with proper equipment for the class at hand, we'd be more than interested in coming out.
Yeah,
so.
for sure. So we got questions too. Phil said, "Welcome back."
Welcome back to the late live event.
The other thing we've got to talk about, Thanksgiving. Do we want to do a live on Thanksgiving because it's Thursday, or do you want to do it Wednesday?
I don't know. That could be up to the viewers.
So you guys
let us know.
weigh in what you're thinking, and then
because we don't really do anything for Thanksgiving, so we're not going to be busy. But we also don't want to sit here and chat to an empty room.
Yeah.
So if you guys, like most people have family stuff, we can do it either Wednesday or we could do it Thursday, whichever you guys want.
Or Friday.
Or Wednesday or Friday. Sorry.
Yeah.
So Wednesday or Friday, or we can do it on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And you can show your whole family this disaster.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And then someone else said, Wreckboy Inc. said, "Big gargantuan Aussie burnout salute. Teachers plant the seeds of the future for sure."
Yeah.
And then he said, "MGA prep on Thanksgiving potentially."
Potentially, we'll see. I've got so much catching up to do, and then with this 3D printer thing, I kind of want to get on that because the problem is I've been slowly trying to convince myself to do more Fusion 360 and 3D print stuff, but I'm also the kind of guy that needs that motivation. So I have a $2,500 printer here now. So now I'm extremely motivated because I don't want to just let money sit.
Yeah, for sure.
So I need to learn how to use it. So
yeah.
I think every free moment that I'm not working on customer stuff or race car stuff is going to be on 3D printer and 3D modeling.
Probably be at home on the laptop looking up stuff.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Outshine Copper, and I think he's in Australia too, right? No, sorry, I'm thinking of something else. He said, "Would you say hot rods and metal shaping are as big of a thing in Australia as they are in the U.S.?"
I would say so. It's just different.
Different, yeah.
Like the car scene is a lot different, just due to the fact of kind of their government stipulations and how their cars have to be inspected. I knew that was a thing, but then kind of seeing it firsthand and how strict they are. And the metal shaping thing is there's a lot of traditional guys that are wheel guys. There's not a whole lot of power hammer there. Power hammers, I think, granted they've been around forever, but getting them to Australia and in people's hands is relatively new. They were saying that they only know of 2 like Yoder style power hammers in the whole country. And the Metal Master stuff I was using is relatively new with power hammers, only a few years old.
Oh,
Come on.
you should bring her out here.
Yeah.
Outshine Copper said he's in Canada. Thank you. I knew you weren't in America. Put it that way. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah,
And
so
then-
it was just different.
Yeah.
Seeing how everything worked and how people do stuff. And I think that was why there was such a big desire for the classes. Because, I'm super power hammer heavy, so they wanted that power hammer knowledge.
Yeah. Do you find it different teaching in different countries? And is there any challenges you face when doing so?
Like Australia was good just because they speak English. The biggest hurdle, oh geez. Let's go out here so I can put her down and she'll walk on the concrete.
Yeah. Sorry.
The biggest hurdle I found with doing classes in Australia goes back to the wheeling machine part, where most people are wheel. So when I talk about power hammer stuff, they always want to revert back to their wheeling techniques, which is totally different. So I found that a little bit challenging to kind of bridge that gap, because it's a different process. Am I covered in dog fur now?
I'm just watching her, just following you around.
So just kind of that thing is, they'd want to hammer a little bit and then jump right over to a mallet in a bag. And it's like, you don't really need to do that because that's why you're on the hammer.
Yeah.
So that was a little bit different, and we just had to work through it. So I'm sure if I went to Europe or somewhere like that where power hammers aren't as prevalent, we would be going kind of through the same thing.
Yeah. Dennis said, Wednesday sounds good to me. What's for dinner? He had hot dogs. I was kind of thinking pizza.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I don't know where we're going to get pizza that close.
I know. Scoot said, is that red on the car, candy apple red? It looks awesome.
It's not candy apple red. It's a Mazda color, so it's soul red. It's on a lot of the newer Mazdas. It's a tri-coat, but it's a real pretty color.
Yeah, it is pretty.
What are you doing?
Andrew Baker said, welcome back. He loves his T&W shirt. It's his favorite to wear around the shop.
Oh, thank you. I
Nice.
appreciate it.
And then Aaron's Garage Adventure says, can you get the Metal Master stuff in America, and is it worth it?
You can't get the Metal Master stuff. So their smaller hammer, Grizzly and Eastwood sell one. I wasn't too keen on the smaller machine. It's more of a reciprocating machine. It doesn't hit hard enough to do a lot of really good shaping. It's just very slow and kind of small. I don't know if Dalton's going to be on here. I don't know if he's checked in yet.
Oh, yep. He actually just said, glad to see you live and dirty back up.
Yeah. So
his
Dalton,
ears must have been burning.
Yeah. So Dalton here, he can chime in on it because I think he has the Grizzly version.
Is that what they were talking about in Discord?
Yes. Yeah. So we have the Grizzly version, and I think Dalton has a Grizzly, but he has been here and he's ran the big hammer over there. And then he was also at the class in Vegas, and he got to run the MH19 and the PH28. So he can give you a little bit of his own personal input on efficiency versus cost and how well the smaller machines work. When I was in Australia, like I said, they worked a little slow for me, so I would focus on the bigger Metal Master stuff, which is not available in the States.
Yeah. Scoot said, thanks for answering. And Gabe is here too. He said, good evening. Welcome back. He missed
Welcome.
Live and Dirty.
Yeah.
And JR, you said, good to hear and see you guys. Just listening. Thank you. And Dalton said, yes, he does have the Grizzly. He's actually ordering the PH28 in the morning.
Nice. Yeah, so if you order, make sure to talk to Mitch or talk to Shane or both, and make sure to tell them you were at the class. And
Mike Wagner sent you? I'm
well,
just kidding.
no, I mean you can say that, but I don't know if it's going to help you or hurt you.
Yeah,
so just make
real.
sure to tell them you were at the class. I think you get class guys get special discounts.
Oh, good. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, and Gabe and Dalton are members on our Discord and our Patreon. So if you want like a private forum type chat, they've got, they're building their own community, which is really cool, and I'm there. So Dalton started this thing called Metal Church. Let me grab my book. So on Metal Church, Sunday, and this is Dalton's thing on the Discord server, so he can correct me if I'm wrong, but in my work journal, I talk about notes and things that help me shape. I'm sure you guys have seen this, but he's starting Metal Church to where it's an online forum and we can put in notes about what we learn throughout the week, and you guys can build your own kind of work journal as a community. So I think that's really cool. I'll chime in from time to time, but with it being kind of Dalton's project, I'm going to let him run that thread.
And in the Discord, people will ask you questions.
Yep. Yeah, so we got questions and answers. You can do build threads. You can do tool threads. It's just pretty much an online community where everybody can come together, and you don't have to deal with the BS of Facebook or other forums. You know, it's like Gabe is an admin, so it's not just me being an admin. I want it to be a self-policing community to where people can help each other out. And like I said, I'm going to be there. I'm going to answer questions, and I'm heavily involved. But it's just a good space where people can come together and help each other out.
Yeah.
So if you want to check that out, head over to patreon.com/Cornfield Customs. Check out the perks.
And Dalton said, yes, Mitch gave me his card at class, and that you're spot on, Mike, about, I think, the Metal Church.
Okay,
so.
cool. Yeah, and Dalton will be back. He'll be up here in a couple more weeks.
Yeah.
He's coming back for our December class.
Yeah.
And speaking of classes, our February metal shaping class that is here, we're going to have a guest co-host, Nick Colagero. If he's watching, he's going to yell at me. Pretty sure it's Colagero. I struggle with his name. But he'll be here as a guest co-host from Catskill Mountain Customs. So we're going to double up on that one, and Nick's a great guy. He was at the Vegas class with us. So yeah, he'll be here if you guys want to sign up. I think we have a few spots left there.
Yes, I think so too.
So yeah, check that out on the website.
Outtrend Copper said, do you mind elaborating on using air pressure as a dolly on a motorcycle gas tank with no dolly access to use a slapper to planish out welds on low spots?
Yeah, so what I've done in the past is I will thread a regulator off of like a paint gun into where the petcock is, so you might have to adapt that or make some adapters to thread that on. But you can thread it on, add a little bit of positive pressure, and where the ridge is, I wish I had something with a dent in it. So we'll just say this is the ridge of your dent. You can take a slapper or a body hammer and you can kind of push that ridge in towards the center. And with the air pressure, it'll help relax that up. You don't want to put 20 pounds to it, but you should be able to run 5, 6, 7 pounds. You just need that positive pressure to help work out that low spot as you tap around it, and it'll come out. We've done some motorcycle tanks that way, some vintage boat gas tanks that way. It works really well.
Dennis wants to know, when is the class with Carl?
I don't know if
you're having
we don't have one scheduled for Carl next year yet. I'd like to do one, but I know he's a little concerned with traveling from Canada with everything that's going on in the political climate, because he was going to come down. I thought he was going to do, he was going to come to SEMA, and he ended up canceling the trip because he was a little concerned. But I would like to get Carl down here maybe next fall. So trying to get that ironed out. But the guys in Australia said he might go over there too. So it's
that'd be awesome. Yeah.
Trying to figure everything out logistically as we're all just getting busier and busier with travel.
Big Wig wants to know, how much experience should you have to take the class?
Which class?
I would assume your metal shaping class.
You don't have to have any experience, or you can have a lot of experience. We get guys that are completely green, have zero experience and zero tools, and then we get guys that are experienced with power hammers all the way up. It's more based on an intro class, but I think it's critical that you take an intro class here before you take one of our advanced classes, just so you kind of know how I paper pattern things, how I lay stuff out, all of that. So I highly recommend taking the intro class. It just gives you a different perspective on how I do things, and we've always had good feedback from the more experienced guys And even in Australia, some of the guys that took those classes were very experienced and run their own shops, and they learned a lot from the pattern and layout stuff.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, Dennis said he's green.
Yeah? Well, then you'd be perfect to take the class.
Yeah.
Just watching Daisy
I
walk
know.
around.
I'm just afraid. It's funny because I used to be afraid she'd get into stuff here, but like, she doesn't care anymore. She's
just,
so old.
She's just investigating. No, but she likes it.
Yeah. Yeah, Dalton said the intro class is great either way. So that's a good plug.
Yep. Yeah, and thanks, I appreciate that, like actually hearing good feedback from people that have taken the class. And again, Dalton's going to take the second round of it here in a few weeks.
Yeah.
It'll be our last one of the year. And we've got a private class, so that's another option too. We have a private class Monday and Tuesday.
She's way over the mind.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah, we have a
keep it
private group class Monday and Tuesday this coming week. So,
Yeah.
yeah, what other questions you guys got? Because I am starting to get a little hungry, and we got to get Miss Daisy home.
The princess home.
Yeah.
Gabe said he's green. Also, the class was great and very informative. He would highly recommend it to anyone.
Yeah. Well, and the cool thing with Gabe, I don't know if we've talked about Gabe a whole lot. For when I do giveaways, so people don't think it's total BS, Gabe won a free class, and he came out and took the class.
Yeah.
So.
Don is asking, was Dalton the gentleman from Vancouver?
No.
I don't think Dalton's from.
No, Dalton. Since he's watching, I think it's down south. I don't know if it's Georgia. I don't know. It's down south, but he's in the States.
Yeah.
Dalton can say where he's from.
Yeah. Dalton, where are you from?
Yeah.
South Carolina.
South Carolina. Close.
Yeah. I always feel like Georgia. I mix up. I'm terrible at geography. I mix up where like Georgia and Alabama are, so I always feel like Georgia's like further west than it is.
Yeah.
So, anywho. Mike Daniel said the classes are well worth it. He learned quite a bit of information. Thank you.
Thank you.
Phil took a class too. He said the patterning was a game changer. Definitely need to go back there next year and work on the metal shaping way more.
Yeah, and I'm hoping I got to get the Daytona buck out of the shipping container, but I got to get a couple cars out of here first.
Yeah.
And then we'll bring that in and we'll start doing more advanced classes.
And Nick is the one who bought the Daytona.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to drive it here. Though, probably.
I told him he should.
I think he should too, but he probably won't.
Yeah, yeah. So, yep. Nick from Catskill Mountain
Customs.
Sorry, it's been a long day. It's been a long month. Yeah, but he ended up with the Daytona I was selling. So, yeah, we were talking about that in Vegas about how his kids love it, and he rips that thing
Good.
almost every day.
Well, I was going to ask, like, only because someone else said this about something they sold. They said when their friend bought it, it was like their friend dating their girlfriend that they like broke up with amicably, and it was kind of weird.
No.
Is it weird for you, or do you don't?
No, because I asked him all about it. Like, make sure he still likes it. And that it's doing well. Like, I'm glad. It couldn't have went to a better home.
I agree. Yeah.
And I mean that was the thing is, I cut Nick a good deal on it because I'd rather it go to him that I know is going to appreciate it than some jerk off that's just going to
someone who's going to
jerk off.
drive it and
And Nick,
enjoy
I think Nick said like since he got it, he's put a few more 1,000 miles on it, which is awesome.
That is awesome. Yeah, I've seen him post pictures with it too, which is fun.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So what other questions you guys got, or are we going to wrap it up? Because we're coming up on 45 minutes.
Yeah, I think we probably should wrap it up. Someone said one bad apple, so I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, Gabe said do it dirty like the wagon.
Yeah.
It took me a minute. I'm like, wait, what? I was like, it's a wagon slang for something. I don't know. Sorry, it's been a long day.
No, what, probably the station wagon where the guy ruined it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so get your last minute questions in, and I will ramble on while you guys do so. Make sure to check out Facebook. It's a cesspool, and you get to see lots of people arguing and starting fights with me.
Yeah.
So that's always a fun time. Check out Instagram. We have a TikTok. Obviously, we have a YouTube. Head on over to the web store. Check out some of the great stuff. Tools, posters. We're working on new posters, new shirt designs, a bunch of new tools, hopefully going to be launched right around Black Friday. So keep your eyes open for that. Head over to Patreon if you want to support what we do here and any of the social media stuff. We're always looking to grow that and keep things moving forward. So if you want to support us there, check that out. It gets you access to the Discord for the private chat and community there.
Yeah, and let us know what you think about Thanksgiving if you
Yeah.
want to do, if you guys want us to be on Wednesday or Friday.
Yeah,
or
maybe what I'll do
Thursday.
is a post or a short video
Maybe
asking.
or like a poll.
Yeah, or a poll, and you guys can check that out. So if you're new watchers to the live event, I greatly appreciate you tuning in. Make sure to check out all of our other great videos. We have hundreds of videos. We're always working on putting out some new stuff. Yeah, check that out. Please subscribe. It means a lot. We're really trying to grow the channel into something special. And I'd like to get to the point in the next couple years that we could build a Daytona completely from the beginning to the end with chassis, suspension, all the way up through the body and have a turnkey car at the end. But we really need kind of the YouTube channel to take off to help be able to fund that. So I can take on a little bit less customer work and focus on the content creation for you guys. And make sure to stay tuned as well as you watch me struggle through learning Fusion 360 and splicers and 3D printing.
Do you have like a bleep button on standby for those videos?
Maybe not a bleep button, but I'll put a duck quack or something.
Yeah, something, because we're going to need it. Outshine Copper said, would you say the ox hammer makes smoothing out a weld and a panel much easier than a planishing hammer?
Yes and no, it depends. The problem with that is, like, if you have a handheld planishing hammer, the hoop is going to do all the work. With an ox, your arms become the planishing hammer. So then you're squeezing it together. If that's all you've got, this is way easier than a hammer and dolly, but easier than a planishing hammer, I don't know. There's just a lot of variables that go into that.
Gabe said, check out the community, great people there and getting better every day. Awesome. Thanks, Gabe. And then Don said, either Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday works.
Yeah.
So.
And I want to give a special shout out if he's not on here yet. He might be watching because he said he was in charge of dinner. Mike Malott, who watches a lot of our videos.
He usually watches after the fact, though. That's what I thought.
So he's going to get an honorable mention. And yeah, but he commented on Facebook on the cesspool post about helping with Fusion 360. So he came over today after lunch and spent a couple hours helping me with stuff. So big thanks to him.
Yeah.
And that was well worth just making the post, even though I had to put up with a bunch of crap. But he came over and helped, and he's usually here for garage nights too. So some of you guys that have been here for garage night have probably met Mike, and he's just a great guy. So big thanks to him for coming over and giving me a hand.
And then Ryan Dyer says, how much faster is an MH19 or similar versus a fixed stroke machine like a Pull Max for shaping?
Way faster, because you have the hammer mode, so you're not really going to be able to shrink all that well with a Linux or a Pull Max. You're not really going to be able to do radial stretch or linear stretch efficiently because the material thickness is always changing. I would say it's twice as fast.
Yeah.
And a lot of that will go into experience and the user, but I just find reciprocating machines slow and inefficient because you're constantly having to readjust, and they don't shape well because they're not designed to do that. You need a spring function machine to actually do a lot of shaping.
Yeah. Restoration Revival, he said, welcome back, hope you enjoyed your time here in Australia. I knew there was somebody who watched who was from Australia. I knew there was a handful.
Yeah. Australia was a great time.
It was wonderful.
The Australian people are amazing.
Super nice.
Super nice.
Yeah. Uh-oh. You might need a pill.
Yeah.
And then JRE said, what is a garage night?
So garage night is, as long as I'm in town, the first Friday of every month, I open the shop to the public. So from 5 to 8 p.m., you can come in, hang out, shoot the shit, just check everything out. It's like an open house, but we've spread those out over the year. That way we don't get one big giant open house with hundreds of people just wreaking havoc. You can come every month, you can come once a year. It's just, you can come in, check out what we're working on, how projects have changed, hang out with like-minded people. I really like them in the wintertime because it's cold and crappy and nobody wants to do anything.
Yeah.
So you can come here, the shop's warm, we got lots of projects going on, and it just gives the hot rod community like a cool place to hang out. And even in the summertime, I think they're cool because you're not going to a parking lot and hanging out in a 100-degree asphalt parking lot.
And you're allowed to be here.
Yeah, and you're allowed to be here. So
I mean, that might take away some of the appeal for some people.
But it's just, I hate to say a safe space, but it's just a place where people can come you're here for cars and fabrication.
Yeah.
So you can come hang out with like-minded people.
Yeah. And someone, Rec Boy said, thank you for posting and keeping everything up like toasting. So.
Yeah, thanks for following along. We're trying to keep up on it, especially now. It was rough when we were in Australia, just the time difference. And like I said, you guys, I doubt most of you guys would want to watch me ride a ferry boat on the river for 45 minutes. As much as I enjoyed it, I don't think you guys would enjoy it as
And I
much.
would say we're pretty good, shockingly, as much as you are on your phone. We try to like live in the moment, and not be recording every single little
Yeah,
thing.
do you have anything you want to say,
We are
Daisy?
true millennials in that aspect.
You have anything you'll say to the fans? No? You'll say thanks for
Gabe,
watching?
this is Daisy, and she is, how old is she, 13?
Yeah, 13.
13. She has a little bit of a cough. You can hear it there. So I had to run her to the vet. The vet said, so I'll tell you what, she gave me medicine, but also, I guess, last time, she did do this last time when I went to Bonneville with you, and she said, the vet was like, well, it was September. So she's like, maybe it's allergies too, but I don't know. But yeah, Dennis, it was a work vacation.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of both. So, okay, well, I think, are you ready to wrap this
Yeah.
up?
Yeah.
We're at
Any
15
last minute
minutes.
questions? Get them in. Nope. Okay. Well, stay tuned because I'm probably going to do a quick video on the bead roller because I never talked about the bead roller. So we'll cover my Bailey bead roller maybe this weekend. And we'll, she's got a piece of tape on her foot. Get over here. And maybe, oh, it's something good. And we'll do a unboxing. Hate to do an unboxing thing, but an unboxing and setup of the Bamboo 3D printer and figure that out, and you guys can watch my struggles. So, any last minute questions? Are we done?
Hold on. Gabe said she's beautiful. I love the pups. Bigwig, thank you so much. He sent us a, I don't know what this is called. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Yeah.
And then Dennis said glad we're back home. Gary Donnelly said hope to catch us next time. Dalton said thanks, Mike. Have a good night. Great. Glad you made it back safely. Us too, for sure.
Yeah.
Alshine Copper said thanks. Glad you had a good time. Have a nice night. I'll be watching the printer videos. I plan on getting one myself for sure. Restoration Revival.
Yeah. So it's going to be a struggle, but we're gonna work through it.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Gabe. We'll see you guys later.
Yep. So thank you guys so much for checking this out. Again, make sure to hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so. Check out all of our other great videos, and I will keep it up. And if I don't see you before then, we will see you next Thursday for Live and Dirty at 5:30.